Greetings, Helldivers. Brace yourselves because Arrowhead has unleashed a new patch that's so jam-packed with goodies, I feel like a kid in a candy store. Now, I've had the pleasure of getting my hands dirty with some of these changes this morning, so sit back and let me walk you through the highlights. We'll dig through the patch notes and I'll give you the rundown on what I've uncovered, because the update has loads of changes like weapons and stratagem balancing, mission changes on the Automaton side, and all sorts of updates on top of all the fixes and stability improvements. So strap in and let's dive headfirst into this crazy patch. I have to be honest, I get a kick out of all the wacky ways they try to kill us in this new maps. Now, firestorms were one thing, but get ready to be blasted with snowballs and buried in sand, because blizzards and sandstorms are now in the mix. This morning we only got to experience the sandstorms, as we don't have an active engagement on a snowy planet at the moment. But the sandstorm is crazy. It impairs your movement and visibility is greatly reduced on both sides of the fight. At one point during the storm, we were fighting it out with some clueless automatons who couldn't even see us sneaking up to their precious targets. Oh, and don't even get me started on those turrets. They were completely useless. And guess what? The level cap now goes all the way to 150. So all that hard work you put in after hitting max level is paying off. I updated the game and suddenly found myself at level 68 with the new title of Fleet Admiral. Now, the new titles that we discovered so far are Fleet Admiral, Admirable Admiral, and Commander. Now let's talk about balancing. The Retrieve Essential Personnel mission moved the enemy spawn points further away from the objective to give players a fairer chance of defending the location. And also, there are fewer civilians required to complete the mission on higher difficulties. This mission did need a little touch. Even if they were doable with a really organized team, you'd still get overwhelmed every time by the time you let out the last few civilians. We had to find all sorts of creative ways to deal with this one in the past. The Destroy Command Bunkers one now has more objective locations. The mission was too easy before compared to other missions. It also can now appear in operations from difficulty 5. And they've halved the negative effect of operation modifiers that increase stratagem cooldowns or call-in times. I gotta say, this mission was a total snooze fest. We usually just dropped the 380mm or used an orbital laser and boom, mission accomplished. The rest of the time was just spent playing hide and seek with the samples. Now you get 3 bunkers on the map, at least on the level 7 we did with the community, and we've tried spamming all types of airstrike on it and it didn't budge. We had to bring out the big guns and call in a hell bomb. But I can say the previous tactic still works, because we didn't have a laser or 380mm this morning, because we only had 3 stratagem map to work with. Ah, the good old balancing. Some people hate it, but I just love the fact that the devs are trying to make everything viable and usable. I've tried some of these bad boys here and man, things have changed. The arc thrower will now always take 1 second to charge a shot. You now have to charge it all the way instead of just spamming it on targets, and the range of it has been reduced a lot. They reduced distance from 50 meters to 35 meters. They did, however, increase the stagger force, so that's a good thing. Now, the arc thrower looks like it has been nerfed, and I don't think it's going to be anyone's one and only anymore. I never really connected with this weapon, but I can already hear the angry mob sharpening their pitchforks over this tweak. The guard dog now restores full ammo from supply boxes. Now, the creme de la creme, the anti-material rifle damage has increased by 30%. Yes, you heard right. This baby right here is amazing in the bot lane. And it now one-shots the Hulk if you get it in the frontal visor. You only need a couple of body shards on any variant of the Devastators as well. The 30% damage increase feels huge. The Breaker Incendiary has increased damage per bullet from 15 to 20. Fire damage per tick has increased by 50%. Now, I haven't tried this myself, but I can feel it while burning. I no longer had enough time to steam up when I started burning. The Liberator Penetrator has now full auto mode. Dominator has increased damage from 200 to 300 and staggers more, but I personally still can't get used to this weapon. The Diligent Sniper Rifle has definitely upped its game with increased armor penetration from light to medium, but good luck trying to keep up with the demand for ammo on those tougher levels. The Slugger seems to have been nerfed a lot, less stagger force, and the damage has reduced from 280 to 250. The Recoilless Rifle and the Spear do get resupplied with more ammo now from the resupply box. Though the ones found in the world will still give you 2 in 1. The heavy MG's hair trigger settings got a makeover, going from 1200 to 950 RPM. Now you can actually aim straight without feeling like you're in a wild rodeo. But let's be real, you'll still blast through the ammo quicker than a kid demolishes through a birthday cake. Now on to the stratagems. For the Patriot exosuit, the rockets will now penetrate armor only on direct hit. I haven't had the chance to try this one, but it really looks like exosuits are slowly beginning to be more viable on the bot front. Before, you would get one shot by almost any rocket wielder. This is amazing. This is all you need. Ballistic shield changes. Collision mesh has been slightly increased in size for more forgiveness. Changed shield poses so that less of the Helldiver is exposed. Addressed bug where parts of the Helldiver would become vulnerable while using the shield in first person. A new pose looks absolutely amazing and it works, I can promise you that. And this bad boy will eat all the incoming fire from the automatons. You can just kick back, relax, and enjoy the show as they try to take you down. We did some testing, and you know what? This thing tanked a frontal quasar cannon shot. The shield got destroyed, but I was still alive at the end of it all. Now we also got a bunch of balancing done to the enemies. Charge's normal melee attack now does less damage against exosuits. Bile Spewer and Nursing Spewer do less damage with their puke. Whew. The Bile Titan can no longer be stunned. The Shriekers no longer create bug breaches, and Shriekers hitting you while they are dead now does significantly less damage. I think the two biggest changes here are the Bile Titan and the Spewer. The Titan not being able to be stunned means you really need to be constantly moving, and you can't just spam stun grenades and 500 kilogram bombs anymore. This makes fights a lot more interesting. And Bile Spewers and Nursing Spewers do less damage with their puke? Did my arch nemesis get nerfed? These are my most hated units in the whole game. They always seem to sneak up on me and somehow take me down in one hit with their puke. I still have to try this tonight and see if I'll increase my survival rate against these pests. Let me know what you guys think. What is your arch nemesis? Balancing changes done to the Helldiver. Heavy and medium armor protects better, and you now take about 10% less damage than before while wearing heavy armor, and about 5% less when wearing medium armor. Fortified Commando and light armor is unchanged. This is huge. I ran heavy armor all day today against the automatons, and you can take so many shots. It's crazy. I once took a rocket to the face and walked away with just a little sparkly dust to brush off. Well, it was probably not to the face, but I survived. No more one-shot deaths while fighting the automatons. This is huge. Alright, now when it comes to fixes, fixed issue where save settings for PS5 would be reset when the game is rebooted, causing things such as loadout and hint settings to reset. Enemies now properly target exosuits. Previously, many enemies effectively ignored the exosuit if a Helldiver on foot was available for them to target. Fixed exosuits being able to fire their weapons while opening the map. The Helldiver and the exosuit both had a bug that made them sometimes take explosion damage multiple times, making things like automaton rockets to be deadly. This is now fixed. Automaton enemy constellation that preferred to spawn more of a certain devastator types did not work and now are functioning as they should. This means that sometimes you will face more devastators instead of other enemy types. Some of these are all known issues that we've been facing for a while, and I'm glad to see them fixed. Also, there's something that doesn't seem to be mentioned here, is that they fixed the carry issue, where it would put you into a hugging state when you would drop the package. I tried this with the ballistic shield this morning and I haven't had an issue anymore. Also, there's some improvements to the Hellpod system that prevents steering close to large or important objects. Solve the issue where the effective area around objects was a lot larger than intended. We have reduced the number of objects that prevent Hellpod steering. This system is intended to prevent soft locks where players can drop on important direction points or drop into unintended places. Besides the fix that I just mentioned, there's a few more hidden things in this update that haven't been announced in the patch notes. Apparently, there's two new Automaton units. One is a factory strider that looks like a huge walker, the size of a Bile Titan, and an automaton gunship. Now, while I do believe in the rumors the other Helldivers are spreading, I did not lay my eyes on any of these two new units. I am looking forward to meet them in the field, and when I will, I'll try and find out what's the best way to combat them. Another little feature that they added is that you come back covered in blood and bug goo, so everyone on the ship will know who survived in the previous drop. Another smaller thing we noticed was that the character looks at this little hand terminal now when you type in chat. Now last week we got two new weapons, now this massive patch. I think we're a bit spoiled, but I'll take it. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and let me know what you guys think about the patch. Have you found anything else that I haven't discovered? Let me know in the comments. Also, drop a like and subscribe, it helps with the YouTube algorithm. And if you're looking for fellow Helldivers, join my Discord or hop on my daily live streams on Twitch. Helldivers has taken over most of my schedule there, and we always play with the community. Thanks again.